Excited to be here. Excited to be here with in the Big Ten tournament. First time in the league, first year in the league with brand new coaching staff, and we're honored to be here with all the people we get in our bracket and the other bracket. We're excited to be here.
First, congrats to Coach Erstad in Nebraska on a championship in a year when it was an absolute dogfight all the way from top to bottom. And as far as our team goes, really proud of our team this year. We've had a lot of things happen that were uncontrollable that we overcame. It was a team where we only had 3 position players coming back, and just guys really stepped up and played hard. And I really like our team, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Tough tournament, tough draw for us with the pitcher of the year in Ryan Schaefer, but it should be a good battle.
Excited to be here at this event, as we always are. I am glad we're playing Rick in the first game. We always play tight games, good games. They're, in my opinion, one of the tougher teams for us to play in this league, year in and year out. In general, it was a pretty tight year in general, I think, in the league. I think the final standings reflected that. We've had some ups and downs this year, but I think our group is in a good position right now. In years past, we've been able to play well at the end of the season, and I think we're in that same position now. And we just look forward to getting it going tomorrow.
Yeah, Big Ten was a grind, and this tournament's gonna be no different. Heck, there's a couple teams that aren't even here that could probably win the tournament. So it's exciting to see the depth of the conference, and we're fortunate to be on the right side of the half a game thing after last year being on the wrong side of the half a game thing. So we're excited to see more than the first 2 days of the tournament for the first time in a couple of years. So hopefully we can stay around for a little bit.
Okay, we'll open up to questions. We would ask that you, when you introduce yourself, also tell them what affiliation you're from. So right now, we'll just open it up for questions to the media.
Evan Blaine, Omaha Work Girl for Darin. Can you just describe what the last 3 days have been like for you guys, and how and when you guys went from kind of celebrating Saturday to focusing on this thing?
Yeah, Thursday we got a 3-run lead in the 8th and running our third 2 outs, and you're feeling pretty good about it. We've done a nice job in that situation, and then we found a way to lose. So quite a range of emotions from that day to Saturday, but having an opportunity for a bunch of young guys to get to look each other in the eyes and celebrate and know that a lot of that hard work paid off, and I was proud of them and excited for them that they'll have that moment for 10, 20 years. A couple days where you get to enjoy it, and now you get back to figuring out how you got there and what you do to prepare, and we'll be in preparation mode today, and get it going.
Next question.
Scott Burns, IDHooters.com. This one's from Mark, kind of a two-parter. Can you expand a little bit on what it means for you guys to make the tournament, and then the challenge of playing Nebraska at the top seed in the first game?
Tremendous honor to be in the tournament. I think it was a surprise to a lot of people in the league. We were picked to finish last. It was well documented by Division1Baseball.com amongst pretty much every major outlet. And they were right when you talk to the scouts in terms of the amount of talent we have on the baseball field when it comes to professional people. I don't think we had probably more than 5 scouts at any, probably total throughout the course of the year that came to our games. And so with that said, though, our kids had some resiliency, and they had a pretty bitter taste in their mouth after what they had gone through in their careers, whether it was the new kids that were coming in the recruiting process that had heard nothing about negative things about Purdue baseball from the recent past, or the guys that returned to the program, so to speak, that had bad taste in their mouth. I think those guys really wanted to change that. They wanted a culture change to where we had the opportunity to be sitting here and playing in this event this year, and they grabbed on to pretty much what my staff suggested to them would be a path towards success. And we had to battle throughout the thing. We had to play 3 games in one day, basically, completion of 1 game, and then a doubleheader at Minnesota, who at the time was at least tied for first place and have a tremendous team. And so for us to be able to battle back through the adversity that the kids had in the past, developed some new confidence and so forth in just a winning way, which is brand new for this team specifically. And now to get a chance to be able to play against Coach Erstad, and ironically, I don't know how many of our guys follow Major League Baseball past, because it's such a now generation, but for me to be sitting on a podium with Darin and having watched him at a high level, as I grew up and so forth, I hope our guys respect exactly who is the skipper on the other side of the field at the highest level, as I know I will be. And we get an opportunity to fight against a club that I know is going to have an unbelievable amount of passion when they take the field, just like Darin played.
Like a follow up on that, Mark, is it's just kind of the situation last week with you guys playing Minnesota, and I know you guys had a lot of fans in Nebraska, given what was on the line. Is it kind of interesting to kind of turn around and now play Nebraska, and did they get you like a gift bag, or, something for you?
Haven't gotten a gift bag, no. And
It's in the mail.
I wasn't, I never really thought of it that way. We were so preoccupied with what we had to do. Our backs were against the wall, and we had to win games for us to be here this week. When we looked at the gauntlet we had in front of us with the last couple of weeks left with Michigan and the Minnesota group on the road, we really didn't have a lot of time to focus on Darin's task at hand and so forth. And I'm excited, I guess, that in some way we helped his club, maybe, but I think they took care of business on their own anyways, and they didn't need our help. Bottom line is that we're excited to be here, and we look to try to give them the best game we possibly can.
John, you talked about how your games against Iowa are always close, always highly contested. What do you think, Lisa? Is there anything, just how matchups work, whether it's pitching or hitting, just anything that kind of leads to your games being really close?
I don't know. I mean, we've played 2 series. We didn't play them this year, but the last 2 years we did, and didn't have we really haven't had a whole lot of success against Rick's teams. But I think that our team's makeup might be similar to theirs as far as, at least I hope it is, because I respect how those guys play. They're very blue collar. They always play better than maybe what their numbers are, and their numbers aren't bad by any means, but it's almost like, the Iowa teams I've played against have always kind of elevated their games, and we've played them. So I don't have any reason to think that won't be the case here. But I know there's a few people that when we play them on our schedule, we know we're always going to have our hands full, and they're certainly one of them.
Greg Murray, IU Radio. Coach Heller, and I guess to any of you after that, just the importance of in game 1, you mentioned going up against Brian Schaefer, the conference pitcher of the year, as it's been announced, putting the pressure on early, maybe scoring first, and obviously winning that first game. How critical is that to make a deep run versus immediately going behind the 8 ball in a double elimination format?
Well, it's important for any of us to stay out of the loser's bracket. In our situation, our pitching depth is not the greatest, so it's really important for us to make sure that we try and stay out of the loser's bracket. And then with facing Schaefer, the last time we saw him, it was an 89-pitch, 9-inning complete game shutout. So he had a pretty good day against us. And the thing about him is he doesn't make many mistakes, and our guy Gallagher is pretty good too. So I'm thinking it's going to be one of those games where whoever takes advantage of the few opportunities they have, and who makes the least amount of mistakes are going to probably win that game.
Coach Erstad again. I know you announced your rotation here with Jamie and then Derek Burkhammer after that. Was there any thought to switching it up from what you guys had done all year and get Jake Myers going early, given that it's a double elimination format and that he's not guaranteed to maybe pitch this weekend?
Yeah, you look at all options, but just the way it's set up, I think that if the Saturday game wouldn't have had a lot on the line, you could open up a whole, different type of scenarios maybe. But I believe strongly in how we do it through the course of the season with Jake playing center field. I don't feel real comfortable with him, throwing 100 pitches or 110 pitches and then turning around the next day and the next day and the next day. I know in tournament play, if we keep going, he's gonna have to do that afterwards, but I feel better with doing it with maybe 1 or 2 games than possibly 4. I don't think that's the right thing to do with his arm. So I don't think we would have probably done it anyway. And Hohensee and Burkhamper have been pretty solid for us, and I like the consistency of that.
You want me to start? I'll start. Well, I haven't even been here, and so this is my first swing at it, so I won't know what to do. And so for me, as a head coach, I'm just gonna try to keep my ears open and figure out what these guys are doing and learn from it for the future, and try to utilize some sort of experience I've had from a past as an assistant coach, but I can't really speak on being a head coach up here, so.
We're basically gonna attack it the same way we would a normal weekend, and, hopefully our starters go deep in the game and we can save our bullpen, and, that's what we've done all year, and it's worked pretty well, and we'll stick to that.
Yeah, I don't think we would do anything differently than we would normally do on a weekend. The only thing I would say is that, from past experience, if you can get a guy on the mound or a guy at the plate in a crucial situation, like in a pinch hitting type situation, in the past we've tried to put like guys that have experience and that have had postseason experience doing it before. If you can, if you can't, then that's just the way it goes, because everybody's dealing with injuries and everything else. But if I can get some of our experienced guys in crucial situations, then we'll try to do that if we can.
Okay, last question, real quick.
I guess one more.
Yeah.
I know, given the way that your guys' postseason went last year, do you guys as coaches, can you take anything from that experience to apply going forward at this point now?
Yeah, hit the ball, that would help. It's a good one. These guys, they barely remember what happened yesterday. They're worried about their Snapchat and Twitter and getting cool pictures. That last year's stuff, they're not thinking about that, so, and that's totally fine. But, as a coaching staff, sure, you look at stuff and what could we do different, and that little round ball and the round bat, we need to hit that squarely. I think that's been said, and we didn't do that very good last year at the end of the year.
Would you prepare differently, just going into the tournament, anything, rhythms, anything like that?
No, we're pretty routine oriented and get to the same place every day, as you know, and we're gonna continue to do that. And it doesn't hurt that number 11 has a good chance of playing, and last year he wasn't in there, and that kinda helps a little bit, hopefully.